Coming up on FTC Top 25, we have 25 amazing teams comprised of your votes from the community. We'll count down the list, give some insights into these teams, have a couple giveaways, and more. So let's get ready for the December FTC Top 25.
This video on fun is brought to you by viewers like you and also in partnership with the following. Studica Robotics is everything your team needs to build, learn, and compete. Check out their FTC starter kit, intake hub kit, and odometry wheel options at studica.com/robots. Teams in the USA can get up to 25% off and apply for grants at studica.com/robots. Discover how Kettering University students engineer their success with Kettering's amazing co-op employment programs where students earn great pay and gain valuable experience. Those accepted into Kettering University can apply for a robotics scholarship, providing up to an additional $5,000 a year in tuition assistance. Head on over to kettering.edu/first to learn more and apply.
Hello everyone, and welcome to FTC Top 25, where we reveal the top 25 teams you voted for. From FUN FTC, I'm Abbas, and joining me tonight are Yashas, Rahul, William, and our producer behind the scenes, Tyler. We're excited to have you all tonight as we have our second FTC Top 25 for the Into the Deep season, and for so many of you to participate in voting for our top 25. Remember that for a team to be eligible for our voting, they have to have competed in an official Into the Deep event. Make sure next month you keep an eye out for when voting opens to cast your votes. We have giveaways from SparkFun and Studica Robotics tonight, so stay tuned to hear how to enter and win those. We also want to give a shout out to FTC Scout, who we're utilizing some of our data from. With that, let's just get right into our December FTC Top 25. So starting off, we have team 10091, N.Y.A.N Robotics, not your average nerds, from Mundelein, Illinois. They competed this past weekend, and they went 5-0 with the 20th OPR in the world at 160 points. And they look to prefer the high basket, and have a very fast active intake and smooth transfer that I think helps them rank 19th in the world by teleop OPR. I just think they're a really good example of how smooth is fast, and I can't wait to see how they improve over this season. Rahul, is there anything that sticks out to you about N.Y.A.N that you want to add?
Yeah, I think N.Y.A.N was a really high-ranked team at the World Championships in their division last year, and I can see they're really continuing their success this year, and I'm going to be excited to see what comes more of them this season.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, William, let's go into 24th.
In our 24th spot is team 10,016, Clarkston RoboWolves. They are currently ranked 39th in the world in OPR. They can do a 4-specimen auto and are currently ranked 34th in auto with an average points haul of 36. Nicely packaged in pink, they had a tough final series in the Michigan Southeast Championship, where they were the finals to Lions' first pick. They can finish the match off with a consistent level 2 ascend.
Yeah, I mean, Michigan is just one of those super tough regions. So, props to them for making it so far. I think the matches, I think it's like Michigan and Romania, I would say, and also Wisconsin, I think always ends up being there. But just like these 3, 4 regions where every single match just has such a high average. And, I think Clarkson RoboWolves did a very good job this season of making it so far. And on the topic of Michigan, Yashis, do you want to go on?
Yeah. In 23rd place, we have an excellent team from Michigan, team 11228, the OverClucked Bots. With an OPR of 171.88 and finalist alliance captains at Michigan State Championship Northwest, they're a super consistent and efficient team. They have a lightning fast set of pitching slides, and when coupled with a small grip wheel intake, they have a consistent 4-specimen autonomous. With a robot that can intake from any part of the submersible and a wicked fast hang, it's no wonder they're ranked in the top 25.
Yeah, I remember watching OverClucked Bots' like final matches, against CyBugs and RoboDux, and I thought one thing they did really well was how they would very intentionally go onto the other side of the field to slow down the cycles on the opponents, and so I think that's something we'll definitely see a lot more in high level matches. But it was really nice to see OverClucked Bots like starting it so soon. Yeah, Rahul, anything you want to add about them?
Yeah, no, I think they're a really good team in Michigan, and Michigan always has some really good teams, and it's exciting to see what they're going to have more of this season. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, let's go on to number 22.
Next up, at the 22nd spot, we've got Team 20077, the Indubitables. And the Indubitables have continued their amazing success this year with an overall OPR of 150.16 and their 7th ranked auto OPR of 43.06. And their latest robot upgrades feature a double differential arm, both on their claw intake and their differential outtake, that allows them to pick up specimen from the wall and deposit them really quickly. And they're one of the top teams at specimen overall, with a consistent 5 specimen autonomous and even publishing a solo match with 16 specimen placed. And it's no shocker they're in the top 25, and they're going to be a team to watch as the season progresses going into the World Championships and so on.
Yeah, William, what do you think of their deposit mechanism?
I really love the deposit mechanism. Just being able to drop off from the wall and immediately go to that high chamber. I think it's the easiest way to score specimens. And I also really love their intake mechanism as well. It's simple yet effective.
Yeah, I think with Indubitables, one thing that I really like this season is like how they did like one of those very early robot season builds and then seeing how they progressed. And it's not that like they changed the core robot idea, but just improving like certain parts here and there and making the whole thing smoother was really nice to see for me. Yeah. So with that, in 21st, we have our first Romanian team of the night, 19049 High Five Robotics. They're currently ranked 15th in the world by non-penalty OPR, going 12-0 so far this season, and they have an OPR of 165 at their meet. That was a few days ago. So starting with auto, they have one of the smoothest paths I've seen this season. They do this really nice twist pretty much at the beginning and ending of every pickup and drop off, and it's super super smooth. We'll see it like right here on screen. They execute it really well. I think for teleop and for intake, they have a 2 servo surgical tubing intake, and this just gives them like really great access and speed in the submersible. It seems that they prefer specimen cycling in the match, but they do adapt very well. So we'll see them place in the basket or on the rungs all throughout the match. And I think what's interesting to me is that they're another one of those teams that like waits until the end of the match to score all of their specimens. They just like keep putting them into the human player zone throughout the match, but only in like the last 45 seconds to a minute do they start really scoring them. Rahul, what is your like in practice and things like that? How have you guys seen that strategy play out? Is that something you see a lot of teams do, or do you think it's better to just score periodically throughout the match?
Yeah, I've seen a lot of teams do that because I feel it really lets the drivers get in a groove because they get to consistently repeat the same cycle, just going from the human player, grabbing from the wall, and placing the specimen, and they can score a lot of points really quickly.
hmm Yeah, and William, what about you? What do you think?
I think that by going for the specimens at the very end of the match, it could give the opposing alliance essentially a sense of security that they're going to win the match before, if they look at the scoreboard,
hmm
because the score is essentially banked for later.
hmm Yeah, that's true. All right, with that, William, let's start our top 20.
In the 20th spot is Team 16460 GEarheads. They have a unique differential claw system that allows the team to deposit specimens to the side of the robot. This has enabled them to rank 17th in the world with 163.49. They use an active intake attached to the robot to ensure consistent sample collection in auto. You can learn more about this robot from their Behind the Bot. Can't wait to see them compete at their next regional in February.
Yeah, I did the behind the bot with them like a week or two ago, and it's just like really incredible. I can't wait to see them. I really really hope they make worlds. I think they'll be super competitive. And yeah, I just think they have a really really excellent robot. Yashas, you want to talk about number 19?
Yeah. Next up in 19th place, we have Team 24089, Iron Lions from Australia. With an OPR of 142.52 and a member of the Finalist Alliance at the National Championships, they have a robot that's roaring. Their super fast linkage driven Extendo and an unbelievably rapid claw deposit all allows them to get a 5 sample or 4 specimen autonomous during the match period. While their season is over, I cannot wait to see how they perform during the off season.
Yeah, William, is this a team you played against at Australia, or did you just like see them practicing?
So we versed this team in the qualification matches, and they were an absolute scoring machine. They're one of the fastest cyclists at the Australian Nationals, and they even used their computer vision to get from the submersible zone in that autonomous.
Oh wow, yeah, that's really awesome. All right, Rahul, let's hear about number 18.
In 18th, we've got our second team from Romania, 24909 StarLight, and after an impressive showing at their latest meet, they ended with an overall OPR of 156.35, and they're one of the robots with a pivoting slide mechanism, and they've really executed this really well with a really fast extension and a fast pivot with a claw end effector, and which also leads them to get a 4 specimen autonomous and a sample-based autonomous. And in the Romanian region, with a multitude of strong teams, they're going to be one of those teams to keep an eye on as more Romanian events happen. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't wait to see how they do at more events. I think the whole, pitching slides versus transfer system has been a very interesting, debate or style to see play out this season. Rahul, I think you mentioned that you guys do have more of like the pitching slide style. Have you liked that a lot, or do you think like switching to a transfer would have its benefits?
Oh, yeah, I think both sides have their own benefits. I think a pitching slides can be more effective if you can have a good intake because of the simplicity and it doesn't have to take the time for a transfer. But transfers also give you the ability to extend and get your intake ready while you're dropping off a specimen or something like that. So I think there's pros
Mhm.
and cons to both sides.
Yeah, definitely. All right, William, let's hear about numbers. Actually, I'll go on to number 17. Sorry about that. So in 17th, we have a team that was my T50 shoutout last month, Team 26,000 Theseus from Brisbane, Australia. They recently punched themselves a ticket to Houston by winning third in Spire at the Australian National Championships, and they rebuilt a completely new robot that is just top tier. It has a super fast active intake, dual-sided deposit, just overall a beast. I really enjoy watching it play. I mean, they have a 5+0 specimen auto you just saw on the screen, and during teleop, they really just do it all. I think with a hang and some driver practice, Theseus is really going to be a top team at Worlds this year. And given how much time they just have to practice and work on their robot now until April, I can't wait to see what they do. William, what did you think of Theseus at national champs?
I thought that they had one of the most consistent autos at the Australian Nationals. They consistently got 4 to 5 specimens. They were basically undefeatable in auto, just a solid team that could do quick specimens and still could do the high basket. Just a
Mhm.
really good, solid team, and can't wait to see them at Worlds.
Yeah, and on the topic of Australia, why don't you talk about our next team?
In 16th place from Australia is Team 12993 RoboKings Aurum, or affectionately known as RKA. They were the finals alliance captain at the Australian Nationals. They went 5-6 in their qualification matches. Going into the finals, they performed well, but unfortunately had some mechanical issues, which limited their performance. We know from the past they like to do a full rebuild for Worlds, so can't wait to see what they come up for with Worlds.
Yeah, Yashas, anything you want to add about RoboKings?
Yeah, I mean, just from past seasons in general, we know that RoboKings Aurum is just an incredible team, and it's amazing to see that they still managed to punch their ticket to Worlds, even through managing some mishaps during their competition and having a robot that wasn't really working in the end. And as of course, Australia is an incredible environment to play in, and there's a lot of teams that are great there. So it's incredible to see how they overcome, and I can't wait to see what they rebuild for Worlds if they're planning on it.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, with that, I think it's time to start a giveaway. Tyler's going to talk about a couple things. Take it away.
Yeah, so we're going to have our giveaway from Spark Fun coming up in just a moment, but we do want to give a big shout out and thank you to Kettering University for supporting once again another year of fun content. Sincerely, we wouldn't be able to make this content like we do without our partners, so thank you so much to Kettering University for the further continued support. Build your lights at Kettering with so many others at first who go to Kettering University, and every student at Kettering experiences their cutting-edge co-op programs that seamlessly blend the professional and academic worlds. They have an amazing co-op program. It's not just an internship, by the way. It's fully immersive, working with leading edge companies and industry as well. So go to kettering.edu/first to learn more about their incredible program and to gain more information. And like I said, we're giving away an awesome thing for our friends at Spark Fun. They have these awesome Odo tracking sensors as well, too. So we'll be giving away a bunch of those during the course of the season as well. So this time, the keyword's optical. If you joined us early, we might type that keyword because we're testing out Nightbot. Optical, type that in right now. That's your opportunity to win. A sensor is perfect for FTC teams, much more compact than odometry wheels, and can be positioned anywhere under your robot, making hardware integration significantly easier while offering compatible performance. So type it in chat. YouTube subscribers get 3 times luck. It's free to do. Click that subscribe button. And don't forget as well, too, we do have our YouTube membership program should you want early access to content or even ad-free content as well, too. Click that join button to learn more. Let's get back to the top 25 and even more.
So with that, it's time for our snubs of the month for December. So these are teams that did not make the FTC top 25, and they actually even landed outside the top 50. But as hosts, we all still think they're very important to recognize, and we're going to give a reason why we think they should have made the top 25 this month. So William, I think you're up first. Let's hear it.
My snub team is Team 14259 Turbo V8 from California. With an OPR of 102.83, they were undefeated at their league meet. They have fast cycles with pitching slides, allowing for a transferless system. They can do a 4-sample auto in the high basket, and can't wait to see them compete at more events.
Yeah, I think Turbo V8 is just like always. They put out some pretty crazy stuff, and yeah, as you know, as you said, I can't wait to see how they do in future competitions, NorCal regionals, all those things. So yeah, Yashas, let's hear about your snub.
Yeah, so my snub for December is Team 13356 RoboForce from Fremont, California, who had an OPR of 102.75 at their Fresno qualifier. They have lightning fast pitching slides and a consistent wood based drivetrain every year. And this year, they have an amazing claw as well, which they use to force their way to the top at their qualifier as the finalist alliance captain and Inspire Award winner.
Yeah, I think you bring up a good point about like RoboForce's build style and what they do every year with the wood base, as we can see there, and then kind of rebuilding for later competitions and just reinforcing it throughout the season. I think it's a great way, and it's something teams can also follow from. Yeah, Rahul, let's hear about your snub.
So then my snub from the top 50 was team 24006 Watermelon Y, and competing in the SoCal region, they currently have the SoCal world record with team 4348 and an overall OPR of 136.36. And a lot of the discussion this year has been whether to have pivoting slides or separate vertical slides. And why I chose to highlight them is because they sort of combine these archetypes with a very unique robot that has pivoting slides on a separate vertical slide extension, and this has led them to achieve very high specimen scoring autonomouses and just specimen scoring in general. And it's very interesting to see this very unique robot, and I'm excited to see what comes more out of them in the SoCal region.
Yeah, I'm really glad you picked this team, Rahul. It's like seeing the match on screen. I think, as you brought up, like it's a very unique design, and I'm interested to see how it plays out for them throughout the season. Obviously, so far, it's working well. But it's always exciting to see like new things and see what people do with them. So yeah, that's nice. Okay, so my snub is going to be Team 18225 High Definition from Washington. They're a strong team every single year, and into the deep, they look to have a consistent 5 specimen auto, and they're currently ranked 13th by non-penalty OPR. They were on the finalist alliance a few days ago at their interleague competition, and I think what really made them like a top 25 team for me was their intake and transfer process. It seems very smooth, and also something that I think teams can emulate a lot and like take from. And so I can't wait to see how they do at Washington semis. I mean, they're just always a really strong team, as I said. So I think High Definition, once they have a hang mechanism and some more practice, like they'll be on the top 25 next month. So yeah, William, anything you want to add about them?
I have nothing to add. I think they're definitely a great team, and I can't wait to see more from them.
So with that, Yashis, why don't you get us back into our top 25 with number 15?
Of course. In 15th place, we have Team 21229 Quality Control. Back at it again with another amazing robot this season, Quality Control has built one of their most simple but consistent robots yet. Their ultra fast vertical slides, combined with an amazing claw design built on a modified Go Builder Schaefer chassis, all work together to stride to an OPR of 158.95. It's an amazing robot, and I can't wait to see what they improve on for their next competitions.
Yeah, I think one thing quality control does really well that other teams can take a lot from is knowing what parts need to be custom and what parts don't. As you can see on this robot, like a lot of the like core structural components are not custom, right? It's just the go build a drivetrain. You have your BWT slides and all of those parts, but still it's super high scoring because the important parts like the claw, like the intake, like that's where they customize things just to be exactly how they want it. And I think that's something a lot of teams could really learn from. Yeah, Rahul, let's hear about number 14.
In 14th spot, we've got Team 6962 Pokébolts from Hawaii, and after being the winning alliance first pick at the Hawaiian Championship, they came off with a total OPR of 168.61, 11th in the world. And the robot features a double claw transfer system with some zooming slides, which allows them to achieve some very fast cycle times for both specimen and samples. They've also got a very unique autonomous of 4 samples and 2 specimens, which scores 107 points by the end of the match. And another unique part of the robot is some sprung hang hooks that are able to be spooled in with a servo, which is quite interesting to see how teams will attempt level 2 and then eventually level 3 hang. And I can't wait to see what more comes out of them from this robot. And yeah.
Yeah, Pokebolts was a team I interviewed like I think a week or two ago, and so that behind the bot will be coming out very soon. So I think teams can get a very up close look at how they do all their stuff. Just really a very excellent, compact, smooth robot, and they have such a high tally up OPR for some very good reasons. Um, yeah, so with that, let's talk about number 13. In 13th, we have Team 18270, the RoboPlayers from Texas. They are currently 12 and 0, 14th by Tally Up OPR, and took home the Inspire Award and winning Lions captain at their last qualifier a few weeks ago. RoboPlayers claim to have the current solo world record at 262 points, and I'm just really impressed by their intake. I think it's one of the most effective intakes I've seen this season, especially when it comes to collecting samples at any angle or like even especially perpendicular to the intake itself. From their videos, it's very clear to me that this team has just done hours and hours of practice. I mean, all of their motions are so fluid, and it seems like two parts of the robot are always moving. Like it's never just like A, they're never stopped. B, it's never just the drivetrain. But on top of that, it's that they're always lifting or they're always extending or they're always grabbing. It's just super, super smooth. And they compete again this weekend, and I'm really excited to see how it goes. Yashas, what do you think of Robo Players?
Yeah, I completely agree with you. They've always been an amazing team, and I think this season their robot is incredible. And as you mentioned, their task overlapping sort of stuff, where they're always extending or always doing something to reach the next goal, really allows them to be very efficient with their time and score as many points as possible.
Yeah. Okay, William, let's talk about number 12 then.
In 12th place is a 21,936 SaMoTech. They're currently ranked 8th overall in the world, 2nd in auto, and 26th in teleup. They have the ability to score a specimen while picking up from the submersible, with a claw pickup that can be manipulated in both the X and Y positions to collect a sample from any orientation. The 5 specimen auto looks so clean. They even have time to park at the end. Can't wait to see how this robot improves for the next event in February.
Yeah, and Rahul, what do you think?
Yeah, I saw a video of their 5 specimen autonomous, and I thought it was really smooth and seemed really reliable, and it's going to be interesting to see how they fare in the specimen cycles long term. And yeah.
For sure. Okay, Yashas, let's talk about number 11 then.
Yeah, moving on, Team 25631 Proxima Nova has been soaring through the stars in Oregon, coming in 11th place on top 25. With an incredible active intake mounted on a combined set of vertical and horizontal slides, it's no wonder that they have an OPR of 166.54. I can't wait to see how they perform in the future, but currently they have one of the best robots in the world.
Yeah, I feel like it's been a little quiet on the Proxima Nova front recently, which to me indicates like they're probably cooking up something big, and I can't wait to see what it is. But yeah, I mean, we talked about this team a lot last month. They're just incredible, and I'm excited to see what they come out with next. Rahul, you want to start off our top 10?
Yep, starting at the top 10, we've got team 19043 CyLiis from Romania, and they just had an amazing year last year, and they've started to continue that success into the deep with an OPR of 158.94 already. They've got a very fast active intake on an extendo and an outtake that can pick up specimens from the wall and place them at an upside down angle, which seems to have a large margin of error. And I've saw something on the Discord that there might be a rebuild coming from them, so it's going to be quite interesting to see what robot changes they do make and to see what goes on for them in future Romanian competitions.
Yeah, William, what do you think?
Something I'm a huge fan about this robot is the fact that it has the little edges that can lead the specimen into the claw on the wall. I think that's really reduces that human player error and then relies on the robot doing it. I
Mhm.
think I really like that from that robot.
Yeah, for sure. All right, going on to number 9. Here we have team 21311, Lion Robotic Gold from Iowa. They are currently number 4 by total OPR and 5th by teleop OPR. I think the best descriptor of this team is small and mighty. We'll see them on the screen just now. And their robot is just so fast and autonomous. And I think this really carries into teleop with the same speed. Though they drive around a lot in auto, Lion Robotics Gold's teleop cycles are super fast thanks to their active intake. I think they found just a really nice form factor for a small, lightweight, but still effective active intake. And to me, it looks like it's like two super speed servos with the gecko wheels or some wheels. I think it's gecko wheels. And I think with this is just another one of those teams that will be nearly unstoppable with a hang. I feel like we haven't talked about hang a lot tonight, but that's what's going to differentiate our like top 5 teams from the rest of the top 25. Yashas, anything you want to add about them?
Yeah, I think the robot's incredible by having such a small form factor, and it just allows the robot to be so much more faster in all of its actions. By being that small, it reduces a lot of weight. You can be much faster in your autonomous periods and teleop periods, which is why we're seeing such incredible scoring from them.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, William, let's talk about number 8 then.
Coming in at number 8, it's team 10 to 55 RoboDux. They were in the winning alliance at the Michigan Northwest State Championship. They are currently ranked 26th in the world. They have the top 4 world record matches with CyBugs. I love the active intake on this robot. It's really cool to see the sample be intake it and then pop out the top of the intake ready for transfer. They can also pull samples out of the submersible during auto, allowing them to do a 5 sample high basket auto. You can learn more about this robot on Behind the Bot.
Yeah, I was watching their behind the bot. I think just earlier today when it came out, and it's definitely a very neat intake. I like the path that they've taken, and William, as you said, how it pops out the top. I'm excited to see them at Worlds. I think they'll definitely pull up with some really cool stuff, and I can't wait to see what they do. Okay, Yashis, let's hear about number 7.
In seventh place from New Zealand, we have Team 11-5-11, the referees. They have wicked flash slides and a unique active intake to bucket deposit design, which is something that we haven't seen from a lot of teams this year. With that, they've galloped to an overall OPR of 176.66 and the world's best teleop OPR of 144.61. As the winning alliance captain in New Zealand, I cannot wait to see what they bring to Worlds.
Yeah, wow, this is definitely a very unique robot. I think they've done a lot of things really well, and it's very cool how they're sort of super optimized for those specimen cycles. Yeah, I'm excited to see how this robot comes out in Houston. William, is there anything you want to add about them?
I think the best part about this robot is that it can, so it's intaking the samples, but it also drops it off at the very back into the
Mhm.
side so that they can just pick up a specimen from the wall, allowing for those quick specimen deliveries. An overall, just a really impressive robot.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, Rahul, let's hear about number 6 then.
At the sixth spot, we've got team 14380 Blue BotBuilders, none other than our host Williams team as well. And after being the winning alliance captain at the Australian Championship, they achieved an OPR of 152.04. And they've got some very impressive and optimized passively sprung intake wheels that can hold both samples and specimen, and a claw transfer that drops specimen at a very fast rate, coining the term slam down. That has led them to score a 5 specimen autonomous using this intake and deposit. And with many months to go before they compete at the World Championship, it's going to be exciting to see what upgrades they come about with.
Yeah, I think William, you're definitely the best person to speak here. Anything you want to hint at for Worlds?
Um, I know that the team's planning on shrinking the robot, so that it can kind of fit, so that more than one robot can fit at that submersible, because I know at the nationals they were struggling with sometimes teams blocking them to enter that submersible, as well as just easier collection of those specimens from the ground.
Very neat. All right, with that, I think it's time to take a short break. We'll draw for our giveaway, have some start another giveaway, and Tyler, yeah, let's hear about it.
Yeah, lots to do here. So once again, the first giveaways for the Odo sensor from our friends at SparkFun. Optical was your keyword. If you do one, please go to funroboticsnetwork.com and click the button that allows you to claim your giveaway. And the winner of that is Agent 07. Congratulations, Agent 07. Once again, go to funroboticsnetwork.com. There's a button for you to click for giveaways, or funroboticsnetwork.com/winners. Either one of those will take you where you need to go. Also, by the way, let's thank our event or our show sponsor as well too, Studica Robotics, for all the support that they've been giving as well too. If you're not familiar with Studica Robotics, well, we're gonna have a giveaway from them starting up in just a minute. But they got a lot of great stuff, incredibly durable structure, T6 aluminum, anodized, no rough edges. And they now have 6 different colors you can get their structure in as well too. So check out all the new products they've been releasing, and even more coming out. Lots of great stuff. They got a great TikTok page that you can follow as well too. And if you are in the US, you can get 25% off orders when you register. And they also have grants for teams as well too. So try out some of their products at studica.com/robots. And let's go ahead and start our giveaway from our friends at Studica Robotics, and that is for the slide rail that they have. It's a 288 millimeter, whatever that conversion is into US, if you speak US. So, so once again, enter in slide rails. That's your opportunity to win. It's a set of 4 of these, by the way, so you get a set of 4 to take home with this as well. Thanks again to Studica Robotics for the giveaway and for helping support FUN. And if you enjoy watching our content, please go give Studica a shout out and thank them for supporting FUN as well too. Let's get into our top 5.
Sure. Thank you, Tyler. So right before we get into our top 5 teams, we're going to bring up some teams that just missed out our top 25 with our 26 through 50 rankings. So each of us has picked one of these teams to give a shout out to as an honorable mention. So William, why don't you start us off?
So the honorable mention is team all the way from Thailand is 24070, all new 1-1. They were the winning alliance captain at the Thailand Championship, and I can't wait to see what they bring to the World Championships in Houston.
Yeah, and Yashas, let's hear about your top 50 shout out.
My top 50 shout out for December is Team 9614 Hyperion from California. With an OPR of 145.87, they were the winning alliance captain at the Bellarmine qualifying tournament. They used a silky smooth horizontal extender to grab the samples and instantly transfer them vertically to be deposited. I cannot wait to see how they continue this season at the NorCal Championship.
Great. And Rahul?
My top 50 shoutout is Team 9881 Golden Gears from SoCal, who currently have an OPR of 158.89, and they have one of the fastest robot at placing samples in the world. And in one of their matches, they pretty much filled the top bucket with 18 samples before the end game had even started. So that's going to bring an interesting play into later matches where we see if the bucket being full is going to cause some design changes. And the speed of their transfer and outtake especially stands out, allowing them to achieve sample cycles within just a few seconds. And they've got an autonomous with 1 specimen and 3 samples. And it's going to be quite interesting to see what upgrades they add for future SoCal comms.
Yeah, and so my top 50 shoutout is going to be Team 17962 Ro2D2 from Romania. I think they're pretty much a household name to everyone watching tonight, given their incredible performance the past few seasons. They had their second meet like just a few days ago, and they're currently 30 by non-penalty OPR, so very highly ranked. And I think they have just a really, really strong extension, both for intaking horizontally and depositing vertically. Just can't wait to see what they do rest of the season. All right, let's start off our top 5. So our number 5 team is going to be Team 21336. I Forgot from Vancouver, Washington. They're currently the top team in the world by non-penalty OPR, 3rd by Auto, 2nd by Telly, and top 30 in Endgame. Just incredible. On the screen here, we can see their 343-point match, and you can just see how well they use their pitching slides. I think I Forgot is just another team that prefers to pick out all of the red samples or blue samples, what have you, and then score the specimens right at the end of the match instead of doing them periodically. And their auto is really great. Their teleop is really great. I mean, we'll see it here. But what I want to focus on is their hang. They have a very consistent level 3 hang that we'll see at the end of the match, and they're able to do it in under 15 seconds, which just gives them such an advantage in tight matches like you'll see in Washington. William, what do you think of I Forgot?
I think that their robot is quite impressive, and it's just the way intaking and the way the pitching slides is, I think it's going to be a very competitive robot in future competitions. Can't wait to
Yeah,
see it.
Rahul, anything you want to add?
Yeah, I think I Forgot was a really good team last year, and they're a really good team this year. And with the Washington Championship coming out, there's just so many good teams in Washington, and they're going to be one of the key teams to watch because their robot is very well optimized right now.
And Yashas, what about you?
Yeah, I think the robot is incredibly optimized, and the fact that they have a less than 15-second hang really exemplifies the fact that they're storing all their samples and turning them into specimens before scoring them because they know they have an extra 15 seconds because their hang doesn't take as long as others.
For sure. All right, let's hear about team number 4, William.
The fourth team on the list is 21-239. All systems go from Kentucky. Their OPR is impressive with 178.28. This could be further improved with the addition of a level 2 ascend. They're ranked third in the world in OPR. It looks like they can do a 4 specimen auto. Their claw intake is simple yet effective, allowing for high baskets and specimens. All their scores are above 190, showing a level of consistency. Looking forward to seeing this robot in action again soon.
Yeah, I think it's really, really impressive that they're this highly ranked in the world, even though like their end game is just the basic level 1 ascent. So yeah, definitely a testament to all systems go. Rahul, anything that really sticks out to you about this team?
Yeah, All Systems Go in past years actually competed in San Diego, so I've seen them a while, but now they've moved to Kentucky, and it seems they've continued their really impressive success with this super high OPR and consistency that's really top level right now, especially that consistency.
Awesome. Yeah. And Yashas, let's hear about number 3.
Yeah. In third place, we have Team 16917, the Gear Wizards. Coming from Michigan, they have one of the highest OPRs in the world with 168.92 and are consistently on the winning alliance at their events. With incredible pitching slides and a claw as fast as a magic spell, they're truly one of the most efficient robots in FTC, and I can't wait to see how they perform going into the Minnesota State Championships in the future.
Yeah, Gear Wizards is another team we've done a behind the bot with. Just such an amazing robot. I can't wait to see, as you said, Yashas, what they do at Minnesota States. Super exciting stuff. Yeah, William, anything you want to
The speed of this robot is absolutely insane. It's essentially it's you can get. I reckon they're going to be after filling the high basket. I reckon they're going to have to go for the low basket.
Oh wow, you really think so?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Well, we'll see how that plays out. But I'm excited to see if that's what happens. Rahul, let's hear about number 2.
And at second spot, we've got none other than 11146 Barker Redbacks. And after being the winning alliance first pick with Blue BotBuilders at the Australian Championship, they ended with an OPR of 173.25. And the robot has a very unique, light, and elegant 2 degree of freedom arm with a side-by-side wheel intake and a passive claw for specimens using simply rubber bands. Their sample cycle times especially stand out, being able to quickly intake and deposit within just a few seconds. They even have one of the few autonomouses in the world that attempts to intake from the submersible with some sort of color rejection. And overall, the robot is speedy, fast, light, and optimized with a level 2 ascent as it is as well, leading them to achieve high scores. And I can't wait to see what they're going to bring in the many months that will be the World Championship.
Yeah, so William, I mean, you saw them compete. You competed with them and alongside them. How does that intake fare like in actual matches?
So their intake in all the matches is one of the best intakes. Is one of the best intakes. It immediately grabs the samples, and it's easy for the drivers to easily align up for them, especially in
Mhm.
that submersible. And it's just overall a light robot as well, just allowing for those quick cycles. It's a
And
7.5 kilogram robot.
oh wow, yeah, I was definitely curious about that. And so, is that intake? Is it a super servo or just like a normal like go build a super speed? What is that?
So that's an Axon Micro
Oh wow,
with
okay,
it's an Axon Micro.
that's pretty neat. Okay, yeah, Yashas, anything you want to add about them?
Yeah, I think the intake is just very unique. It's amazing how much like power it has to vector the the samples into its grip. So the drivers don't really have to use as much precision when they're driving. They can focus on just getting to the sample and then getting to the high bucket.
For sure. All right. With that, let's talk about our top team. So, taking home the top spot for our December FTC Top 25 is Team 10644 CyBugs from Saline, Michigan. CyBugs was the #1 team in November as well and has just continued to impress. They competed at the Northwest Michigan State Championship this past week, where they left as the winning Lions captains with not just one, but the top 4 scorers in the world with their partner RoboDux. The most interesting thing to me this past weekend was how CyBugs fared in contact heavy elimination matches. We'll see that on the screen here once our auto finishes out with CyBugs. And as expected, they did very well. But I want to talk about why this happened. And so to me, the most important reason behind it was their intake and just how quickly they can intake. I honestly would be very surprised to see many active intakes even faster than theirs. I think they've just really, really got the claw down, and it's impressive to see how they're able to do that in elimination matches, qualification matches, just always. And I think also for depositing, they're so quick with the specimens, and that helps a lot, especially in situations like these where you have overclocked bots in that rung area, just actively trying to slow them down. Yeah, William, what do you think?
I think this robot is an absolute beast at scoring. I think it's going to be. I really love the intake as well. Just being able to deposit to the side, it allows for easy pickup, easy drop off, and then pickup for those specimens. It's just a super incredible bot, and I can't wait to see it at Worlds.
hmm And so, talking about things to improve, Rahul, like, would you just say like Hang is like the only thing they should work on, or anything else that you think sticks out to you?
Well, yeah, hang is obviously a big thing. In driver practice, it's very clear that they've practiced a lot, but you can really never have enough driver practice. And I think just continuing to improve that autonomous and maybe seeing if they can do some vision stuff in the submersible would be really impressive because the amount of degree of freedoms they have on their claw is very impressive. It's very cool.
Yeah, Yashas, anything you want to add?
Yeah, I agree with the number of degree of freedoms that they have on their claw. I think that the next realistic point for them is to try and grab a sample from the submersible during autonomous to maybe score a sixth specimen.
For sure. Yeah, I think it's going to be a little quiet on the Cybugs front for a few months as they're done with competitions until Houston, but I can't wait to see, maybe they'll submit for reveal night or something like that. We'll get an early peek at what's going on with them. But I think with that, that's going to wrap up our December FTC Top 25. Please let us know in the comments what teams you think deserve to be in the top 25 that weren't, and let us know by voting next month because that's really what matters. And don't forget to vote each month for FTC Top 25. And before we end for the night, Tyler, why don't we do our last giveaway?
Yeah, once again, that was for the slide rails from our friends at Studico Robotics. If you do win, please go to funroboxnetwork.com and click the button to claim your giveaway or funroboxnetwork.com/winners. And that winner is going to be Cooler. Congratulations, Cooler. You are taking that home. Make sure you go to funroboxnetwork.com/winners in order to claim. Thanks again to Studica and SparkFun for the giveaways and also Kettering University for all the support that we get to make this incredible content.
Okay, Rahul, why don't you head us out?
Yep. Thank you all for the follows and subscriptions we've received today. Don't forget that you help support the channel through YouTube for ad-free and early access videos. We hope you enjoyed this episode of FTC Top 25. If you want to stay connected with what Fun FTC is doing, follow us on Instagram, Facebook under @FunFTC. Watch other Fun FTC content at Fun Robotics Network on YouTube and join our Discord through the link in the chat.
All right, and on behalf of myself, Yashas, Rahul, William, and our producer Tyler working behind the scenes, I would like to thank you all for tuning in. Please keep an eye out for future new FTC content coming on YouTube and new live shows. Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Streams on the Fun Robotics Network are supported by viewers like you and also in partnership with the following. Discover how Kettering University students engineered their success with Kettering's amazing co-op employment programs where students earn great pay and gain valuable experience. Those accepted into Kettering University can apply for a robotics scholarship providing up to an additional $5,000 a year in tuition assistance. Head on over to kettering.edu/first to learn more and apply. Studica Robotics is everything your team needs to build, learn, and compete. Check out their FTC starter kit, intake hub kit, and odometry wheel options at studica.com/robots. Teams in the USA can get up to 25% off and apply for grants at studica.com/robots.